Hi.
How are you doing?
Come on. Always good.
Always good. Okay, good. Well, Colt, you're looking great.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
My son just got home from school. I wanted him to say hello because you guys never got to meet in person, but at least you get to meet virtually for a change. And that way we got two bald people and then two people with hair.
There it is. And then Stafford, like, look, he pops on and goes, "That's not my son."
Yeah, Stafford, you can go no video.
He's in between. I can see that one.
Well, I'm trying. Let me put him in the waiting room here. And
Oh,
Kenny,
light
coming in?
skinned cousin.
Yes. Kenny, come on in. You gonna say hello real quick? He just got home from school. I just wanted to make sure he got to meet Colt for a minute. And look at this, you guys are wearing red. I forgot to wear white with you, Colt. So
Looking good.
Kenny's speaking later. I just wanted him to say hi to Colt real quick.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So we're going to put you guys together one time so you can talk about how you're going to change the world with a smile and all the good things you guys are doing. So the floor is yours.
Wait, wait,
But
wait, 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 wait. So it's really cool. At Secret Knock in September, where two missions in Vegas, when you were in recovery, and he came out and he, for the first time, came up on stage, and
Really?
everyone gave him a standing ovation like they did for you.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. Both of you, our kids, got standing ovations at Secret Knock back to
Yeah.
back. So that was really a neat experience.
that was one of the most special moments of my life too, by the way, Greg, when he just stood there and he didn't know what to do. And all of a sudden he realized, just enjoy it. Just enjoy
Just enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I tell this one tip. His godfather is a guy named Les Brown. He's a motivational legend guy. And I remember I was doing a speaking engagement one time, and I got a standing ovation. And I walked off stage, and he stopped me, and he says, "Greg, what are you doing? You ruined the whole thing." I go, "Les, what are you talking about? I got a standing ovation." He goes, "This is how you do it." And he walked out and he did his presentation. Afterwards, people went nuts, and he stood on stage and he went like this and he went like this, and he went like this, and he went like this. And he walked off. He goes, "That's the way you do it." And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "When you were done, you went like this, all sit down thing, and you walked off stage. You dismissed their appreciation for what you did. And by doing that, it had nothing to do with you. It had to do with them, the way you made them feel. And then you dismissed exactly what you just set up." He goes, "By me standing on stage and appreciating it," he goes, "it has nothing to do with our own ego. It lets them absorb what they just experienced."
Well, there's a longer intro than I wanted to take because you guys have some things to say, and there's only two of you. So there's two of you, and it's going to take too long. So here we go. Number one, Greg has changed my life possibly more than any person in the world because he has something called Secret Knock. I've met people that are innovative, disruptive, just absolute, the coolest people in the world. And he starts off his events with "Be cool. If you're cool, you're supposed to be here." And he brings 350 people a year for 19 years. Next year is the big 20. I can't wait to be there for that. Colt, I've taken so many pictures of you with a smile card, and I'm so glad to see that you're at 100%. I love both of you so much, and I want you to share. Oh, and by the way, Greg was invited for the very biggest reason. When I first met him in 2015, he had the secret of happiness. And I said, "That's my brother, secret of happiness." So it's all you, brother.
Well, that's it. First of all, this is Colt.
Hi.
I am Greg. We're right here in the main streets of San Diego, California, where we born and raised type of situation. For myself, I'm an inspirational speaker, author, and filmmaker. And Colt is my son, who's now becoming his own voice of inspiration for many people. You see, about 8 months ago, you were in a little situation. Tell me what happened.
So basically, I was riding up a hill and I was minding my own business, going the speed limit, wearing my helmet. And this car made a left turn in front of me. I went to the hospital. I did all this stuff. I had holes and rips in my brain. Uh,
Yeah, traumatic brain injury,
yeah.
right? It's probably the worst that you could possibly imagine as a parent hearing those news. But what's interesting is that you got rushed to a place called Rady's Hospital here in San Diego. Unbelievable, great treatment that saved his life. But it was the different modalities that we learned outside of that care that I think truly transformed your life. Do you
Yeah,
agree to that?
I think so for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did all these experimental treatments that you heard about through our live events. People you met along the way over 20 years, yet you had no idea that one day those people would come to actually impact somebody's life. And there's a thing that Colt and I do, it's called TTE, talk to everyone, because everyone you meet will know something you don't know. What's one of your biggest takeaways that you experience?
Like TTE.
That and the whole situation. Was it cool that everyone came to your aid?
Yeah, it was awesome. I didn't think that many people would,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
celebrities and all these amazing people, housewives, prayer groups, all this different stuff. But the main thing is the power of energy. The power of the prayer and all this stuff was absolutely phenomenal. But it was all the energy that kept coming your way. I think
Yeah.
that made a big impact.
I think so too.
Yeah. Is there any one of the biggest ahas or nuggets that you'd like to share?
Nah.
Yeah, just say that you're
Yeah.
you're doing good.
I'm doing good.
No, that's all you could ask for as a parent. All right, get out of here. So here's the thing. For those of you who are new to my work, I've been published in 156 books, 45 different languages, have a star on the Walk of Fame for writing some pretty interesting book projects, especially with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. But this one I just pulled out today. It's called Thoughts Are Things. Bob Proctor and I had an opportunity to do this book together. And we realize that thoughts are not things. It's only thoughts backed by massive action become our truth and reality. I could think of having a pizza right now because I'm hungry, but it doesn't make me a slice. But by the time we're doing this chat and I get on Grubhub and order a piece of pizza, my thoughts become reality by the actions in which we take. How many times have we had $1 million idea in the shower? By the time we brush our teeth, it's down the drain to see it on a billboard 10 years later. The only thing different between you and somebody else is one person acted. And it is the action of the law of attraction that makes your dreams come true. You got to think it, feel it, get off your backside. You got to take action and you got to do it. The last book that I ever got a chance to publish in my own pen name, so to speak, is called Personal Development. If you ever get a chance to get a hold of this bad boy, I recommend you do, especially if you got ADD. I wrote it kind of like an Instagram post. Everything's just one page. All I did is I broke down all the greatest wisdoms and nuggets of inspiration down to one simple page. I call it a bathroom book because you could get inspired by one sitting. But one of the greatest little things, I got a chance to chat with somebody who I truly love and admire and I respect. Her name's Mel Robbins. She's a motivational legend. And she has a new book. And before it came out, we talked about it. It was called Let Them, the Let Them Theory. And this is so powerful. What it means is this: if you got a kid and you got a family barbecue plan and you want to do all these things, but they want to stay home or go somewhere else and play with their friends, let them. If you got a spouse and you guys are watching a television series together, but they want to get ahead while you're traveling, let them. If we stop trying to control people, environments, situations, and embrace more of the let them mentality, we would find true peace and peace of mind, so to speak, within our own circle of influence. And it's really, really cool. There's this gentleman named John Mann, and he's this preacher guy. He says, he was up on stage and at his church, and he sits there and goes, "Ladies," he goes, "I'm talking to you." He goes, "Do you want the perfect relationship?" The women go, "Yes." They said, "Do you want a man that's got an 800 credit score?" Hallelujah. Said, "Do you want someone who's a good family person who loves their family and their parents and their children and they're respectful and dresses good?" Absolutely. If you want someone who's well groomed and smells terrific and makes an impact when they walk in the room and everyone's screaming, "Yeah, bring it to me." And he gets quiet and he leans to the people and says, "Well, become that list." Become that thing. And is really, really mesmerizing when we start looking at that we can have anything and everything we want in our life, not when things change, but when we change within. What if God in the universe granted every wish and every prayer, but we didn't like the packaging, so we sent it on its way? Dear God, I need $100. Lord, give me $100. Your next door neighbor comes by and says, "Hey, buddy, I got these aluminum cans. Go cash them in. They're worth $100. You can keep all the money." Well, I don't want those stinky things. You asked, you prayed, it was delivered, but you didn't like the packaging, so you sent it on its merry way. What does that tell God in our universe the next time that we ask and a request for something? That's where the saying comes from: be careful what you ask for. You might just get it, but it might not be the packaging in which you expect. It's really interesting. And I know I'm only going to talk for a couple seconds here, but it was phenomenal for me when you do a book. For people that know my circle, I'm dyslexic. Can't spell, can't read, can't write yet. I got these honorary PhDs and all this cool stuff. And the secret is you work your strengths and you hire your weaknesses. Well, when I did my first book, it was called The Millionaire Mentor. I was turned down by 268 publishers, agents, and printers. 268. The 269th one said, we'll do your book. All we want you to do is change the title, the beginning, the middle, and the end part. It was horrible. I'm dyslexic. It was like dog, boat, beaver, car. It made no sense. So I got a ghostwriter who recrafted it, and it went on to inspire the lives of millions of people. So much so that one quote from this book was shared 37 million times. It says, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. A famous quote shared 37 million times, coffee mugs, t-shirts, bumper stickers from a book that was turned down 268 times. What's the moral? Never let another person or ourselves talk us out of what we know to be true. Not what we hope, not what we wish, not what we believe, but we know in our heart of hearts to be true. Because the fact of the matter is, again, God, the universe, has put you in the exact situation to get the life that you're destined for. All we need to do is realize that we're worthy, step into that greatness, and accept it. Now, I know you're going to pop back up here, Ken, in a sec. I'm going to tell one last story here. You know, when we did this book called Stickability, it was about the power to persevere. First, there's a dream, then there's a challenge, and then comes victory. Unfortunately, most people quit in the challenging times. And I got a chance to meet amazing people, but I'm being told to tell this one story to you. One of my favorite interviews was Steve Wozniak. He started a company called Apple Computer with Steve Jobs. And I asked him, I says, how is it that you guys created so much success in your life? And he said, that's easy. We embraced our lack. I go, what? That makes no sense. He goes, we embraced our lack. We didn't run from it. We ran towards it. And I said, what do you mean? He said, these little microchip processor came out. He goes, they were very expensive. He goes, people didn't realize how much they were when they first were invented. He goes, Jobs sold his car. I sold my calculator. We pooled our money to buy one of these little magical devices. He goes, but IBM, Hewlett Packard, was rich. They'd make machines that go from point A to point B with 20 chips. They had all the money of God. He said, I'd pull away 5, go from A to B using our one chip. He goes, I would pull away another 5, figure out how to do it with just one. Eventually, I kept pulling away chips until I devised a system to go from A to B that would actually work with the one chip we had at hand. He says, by doing that, we found the shortest, cleanest path. And by following that guidance, we changed the way people do personal computing for the rest of the world for the rest of their life. He said, where could you be right now in your own life and business if we stop looking at something as our greatest challenge and obstacle, but it just could be that greatest, blessing and opportunity in disguise using our one chip. And that could be that one salesperson or that one great tool, that one great resource, that one great thing that separates you from everybody else. The fact of the matter is, just like Les Brown says, you've got greatness inside of you. It's time to dust it off and share it with the world. Ken?
Thank you very much for always an enlightening talk. And you have so many gifts of wisdom to give. And I've heard you so many times speak, and I never get tired of hearing your beautiful delivery. I am so happy to be in a book that you allowed me to be in, the lunar, you have that handy?
I do. Now, this is the coolest little book. So this is called Lunar Legacy. And this is a little allegory. It's a parable story about a person goes and meets a bunch of people to find out if you could leave a legacy, not on Earth, but on a celestial planet somewhere else, what would it be? And what happened is that we talked to amazing people, including Ken, and his words of wisdom were not only written into this book that became a bestseller, but NASA, when they did the SpaceX launch just last year to the lunar surface, on that rover is a copy of this book. So we are an interstellar best-selling book project. And what's really, really neat is when this book is discovered, hypothetically in a million years from now, people are going to look back and say, what was human, species all about? Ken's words are written right in here.
And you allowed me to share my son's words as well. And I have a shirt for you I put on just for you, brother.
With a body like this? No, it is. Ha! There you go. Gotta love it. Well,
So
it was great seeing you, brother. Is there anything I can do to be of contribution to you?
I think I'll be talking to you later about the October 3rd International Smile Day and how the secret of happiness actually weaves its way into that as well. So
Let's do it.